Alright, today I'm going to be doing a little video I'm going to call See How Long You Can Go Without Dying. Point being, playing a somewhat difficult game, seeing how long I can survive. Today's game will be Sine Mora, which is essentially a 2D shoot-'em-up space airplane, more adjectives needed here game. It's pretty difficult. I'm going to be playing in the arcade mode, which is for experienced players. By that it means it starts on hard. You can't go any easier than hard. So I select my plane, pilot, which probably use the robot guy. Yeah. I like his special ability. And then use speed up, which is actually a time slow, because apparently you're going so fast time slows, I don't know. When you play arcade mode, you have to start on level 1 every time, so I'm pretty familiar with the flow of this level. But that'll probably be a little bit more troublesome, considering I'm commentating while I'm playing. The point of the game is essentially kill all the enemies on the screen, survive through the level, kill the bosses, pick up the little power-ups that they drop. Probably the most useful is the red power-up, which increases your main primary autocannon weapon or whatever. There's other ones that are points or time, special weapons, stuff like that. I'd like to get... There's one more, good. So I'm in pretty good shape to fight the first boss, which comes right here after this guy. Got a decent amount of primary weapon. Haven't got hit, so that's good. As you can see, the aesthetics in this game are really nice, really good looking game. It's got some interesting 2.5D elements, like you'll see here as I spin around this little tower facility after the first boss. Bosses can be pretty hard. Most of them have at least one ability that just will 100% kill you the second it hits you. This guy does his almost immediately, but you gotta dodge to a specific area of the screen. And I'll start utilizing my special ability. There it is, Buster Bomb. Get out of the way of his beam and start trying to take that face mask out while not getting hit by all this stuff. So, oh, there we go, got it, barely. Now I gotta take that turret out while also dodging his main attack, which he put the turret out of range, and I can't get to him. Here's his main attack, which is this huge ability, which I took way too much damage there and I'll die. Oh, no, I somehow got more time. So I should pass this section. Good. Alrighty, so he'll come back later, and since I didn't kill that turret, he'll have an additional ability when he comes back, which is kind of cool. You heard me say I was going to kill the turret. The bosses have some kind of randomization that it would appear, or some kind of trigger system to when they offer you parts of their body to be destroyed, so sometimes you don't get an optimal attack. You can see my cannon just started to spread out because it got leveled up to the point that it's at now, which is good. That'll help me kill the boss. He's coming back here shortly. He's now got these tentacles he waves at you, shoots crap at you. The turret will be there, so huge pain. Let's try not to get killed here. Thankfully my main weapon is pretty highly leveled now, so that's going to help me out a lot here. Oh! And I got hit, so I'm going to use Capsule to try and gather up all those firepower I just lost. That's what happens when you get hit, you lose all your firepower, which is the worst thing ever, essentially. So now he's going to shoot at me with this main cannon. I'm going to try and get right in there and do a lot of damage before he... There we go, before he gets me with it. So that's the first boss. Nothing too bad. Just can be kind of tricky. So now we're going to descend down here to this cave area. Essentially there's a story mode to this game. It's a lot easier, you have a lot more continues, and it's less brutal. You can play that on normal. It's pretty good. This one in arcade mode, you start at level 1 every time, you can't skip levels, and you can only play on hard or above. I think insane is the difficulty above that. Never done that because I can't get past chapter 2 on hard in arcade, so why would I try insane? Alright, so now we're going to move down here to this cave section. It's full of these big acid worms. Not too hard of an area, but I somehow managed to mess it up sometimes by either hitting the walls or getting too close to the worms. They, when they die, they put out acid that can hurt you, plus they shoot acid. So a couple different ways they can screw you up. So we'll try not to do that. Main thing is I get distracted shooting the worms and hit the wall. And then that starts me trying to scramble for my firepower. Almost got hit there. Which sort of leaves you to panic and bounce off the walls like a pinball. There's that. Didn't get hit. It's good. This worm's a little trickier to get to because the way he's positioned. Sometimes the foreground can blend into the background. You can't really tell what you can and can't fly in front of. Sort of. I don't even know what I hit there. I think I hit part of the worm's acid. When you get hit, I don't know if I mentioned, you lose time. You see in the center of the screen, every time you kill an enemy, you gain time. So even if you don't lose, all your weapons and die horribly anyway, if you run out of time, you just explode for no good reason. So that adds an additional bit of stress to this. I think that was the last worm in this area. Maybe. Oh no, there's one in the wall. This guy's a pain. I've actually died to that guy before. I don't know how I managed it, but I've done it. So, doing pretty good so far. We're going to go out of the cave now into the next boss, which is this train. I don't typically find him too hard, but, sometimes you'll just mess up and die for no good reason. It's kind of cool. You got to go through each section of the train and get up to that front car. That cannon's a pain. That's what his one-shot ability is, that big cannon that just passed up there. This last one is tricky. This last car, the first one you start with, has a couple cannons on it that shoot these huge barrages, so you got to take them out quicker, whereas some of the other cannons aren't as devastating. So I'll probably cluster bomb it immediately. Got rid of that central cannon, which is the one that's so bad. This stuff isn't too bad. Alright, now other side, same deal. You can see how many more rounds came out of that one. I used my cluster bomb, so it wasn't too bad. This section's easy. It's like an aircraft carrier. You just destroy the tower, which with this much firepower is not too much of a problem. So when you kill these little boxes, I forgot what this dome thing does, but it's... Oh, I know what it does. It's just like a rail gun. It's really horrible, so you don't want that to start firing at you, which is why I took it out immediately. It's kind of what I talked about earlier. Memorization of this game is what helps you. First time you fight a boss, most of the time you just die, because you're just like, oh, well, that doesn't look too horrible. Bam! You get exploded by something. Which is probably why they have in the menu a boss practice mode, where you can just fight bosses without having to do the sections in between. So this is the cannon that can one-shot kill you. It has either a big single shot or a multi-shot. I'm not sure which one. There's the big single shot. That's an insta-kill. There was the multi-shot, which you can actually get off because I killed him. Good for me. And then the section's not too hard, just a couple little small cannons, these little factory tops or whatever. Very interesting bosses. I like the style of them, the art, I guess. It's just neat, interesting. So this boss is, again, not too difficult compared to some of the other ones. Ooh, there's the tricky portion. Which he must have hit me because my shield's engaged. I didn't exactly see it. Oh, I saw that one. Which just lost me a lot of time. I'm surprised my rank didn't drop. If you look at the top left, that's my rank. I'm in A rank currently, which as you fail, it drops down lower. So that's all of stage 1. Pretty happy with that. I must have missed an enemy somewhere because of the 99 hit ratio. Got hit 8 times, didn't have to continue any. You can see the rest of that. Let's move on to stage 2, where I will die horribly, guaranteed. Next stage looks very different from the first one. It's one good thing about this game is that none of the stages really look the same. Very varied. I don't know why this game keeps freezing like that. It must be something with fraps. So, I'm not going to say I'm doing great, because I will die immediately after saying that. So, I'm doing horrible. Do you hear me, game? Horrible. I'm so bad. Most of these transition sections between bosses are not very difficult, but you can get overwhelmed if you don't have a good weapon, which thankfully I have a pretty highly upgraded weapon right now, so it's not going to be too much of an issue. But as you can see, they will screw you if you let multiple ships get on the screen or whatever. Like those ships, if you let both of them fire in tandem, they'll wreck you. But again, This is probably looking easier than it actually is, just because I have such a highly upgraded weapon. It's got a big spread and it's powerful. This would be... I probably would have gotten hit already had I got hit and lost my weapons. So here's this boss. He's a chump, essentially. I don't ever usually have problems with him, which means I will die horribly here. It's just a bunch of cannons. And cluster bomb him immediately to not let him get a whole lot of shots off on me, because why would I do that? Easy. Now we move on to the real boss. He's just kind of like a fake boss. Melkor, Perimeter Watchtower. This guy's got a lot of different stages. It's interesting because he has optional sections where you don't really have to kill all of his defenses, you just need to kill core components, so it kind of is distracting. Again, memorization, like I said before. But he's got multiple one-shot abilities, which this big blue beam, once he focuses on you, will wreck you. Which is kind of trapping me up here now. Oof, almost went into the beam. Let's try and get rid of those, shall we? Oh, he transitions. He transitions his weapons. He's smarter than that. There we go. Oh, and he's dead. Well, that's it. I have gotten further than that before, but didn't this time. So maybe if this video is popular, I might do more of this game or other games. If not, then I'll never see you again. Maybe. We'll see.